Welcome back to the Peasant Class Gamercast. My name is Matt Miller once again, and I have...
Dylan Nobles,
Sal Giampino,
Ryan Farley,
Eddie Cower,
Sean Jewell.
And we're going to get into some reviews real quick. We've got some No Man's Sky hot off the presses review, some impressions on that game with my boy Sean Jewell.
All right. No Man's Sky. So here's the thing. Going into No Man's Sky, I didn't really know too much about it. I kind of kept off that radar.
No Man's Sky?
I knew what it was. I just kind of kept off the radar.
Right.
The initial reveal, I watched it. It looked cool. Looked like something I would really like.
This was a year ago.
No, it was much longer than a year ago.
Oh, okay.
It's been about at least 2 years now.
Would you say at that point you bought your ticket and got aboard the hype train?
I wasn't on the hype train, but I definitely, when I saw it first, it's like, this looks cool. I like the exploration, discovery aspect to it. This looks really cool. I'm going to probably check out this game. This is what I like.
I think a lot of people agreed with that at that time.
No.
I agreed with it.
I was going to say, I remember hearing about it before I had my PS4 a little bit, and I thought, okay, this is just another one of those things that PlayStation fanboys are trying to throw at me, like, oh yeah, look, we're going to have No Man's Sky. So I didn't really care up until the point where it started getting really big in the news, and everybody was talking about it, and it started popping up about how huge it is, and everybody was freaking out, and then that's where I kind of looked at it.
Okay.
I will say I got to the point where I was looking at PS4 deals to buy a PS4.
Yeah, I know you were looking at
just
PlayStation.
to play No Man's Sky.
Yeah. And I'm familiar with Hello Games, the developer who made it. They did a game called Joe Danger. Just a little dude on a motorbike, doing jumps and tricks. So to go from Joe Danger to No Man's Sky, I was like, that's really cool.
I did not know
that's
they
really
made
awesome.
Joe Danger.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Fun fact about them, they actually worked at bigger studios before they formed that group. I remember one of the main guy, he worked at EA?
Mm-hmm.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember hearing an interview with him that he bought he had bought in a house, and they were like, well, if we're going to start the studio, we need money. And so he sold his house because it was bought with EA blood money, and that's what he said.
That's Sean Murray.
Sean Murray.
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah,
Murray.
I mean, he came from working on the Burnout projects. I don't remember which one.
It was,
but
I
that's
think it
a
was Burnout Legends or something
completely
like that.
different ideology than the Hello Games has as far as like being a developer and
Right.
everything.
So we know the team is small.
Yeah.
It's like, what, 12 people?
I think it's something like 12 people.
Yeah.
From 3, I believe, was it
Yeah.
originally. So I went into this game not knowing too much. I kind of had my own expectations of what I was looking at. I know about the game being procedurally generated and whatnot. So I sit down and I play it. And the first 2 hours or so I have up on my Twitch channel, Sean4, Peasant Class Gamers. So you can check that out. If you check that out, that's kind of what the game is. That's kind of where you're going.
That's kind of what it is the rest of the hours that you play it? Or just for the first 2
So,
hours?
Really, the whole game is you're going around planets. You're trying to find materials to build new things to just get you further out into the world.
Right.
And there are NPCs that you can talk to along the way.
Well, hold on. It's mostly a one-way conversation in the beginning.
It really
you
is.
don't know jack shit
Yeah,
about what
so
they're
in the
saying.
beginning, you don't know the
That's true.
languages. And that's one of the things in the games is you're learning the languages as you go along. And even once you kind of get more of a grasp on it, still don't really know what's going on. You can easily pick the quote-unquote wrong answer.
Is it online?
So on the back of the box, it says online play optional. Here's the biggest problem that I have with the game is that there's no one there.
Yeah, they
And-
said that you'll probably never run into another player.
Yeah, and I understand that, and I remember reading that. But once you actually play it, like that seems like just a huge problem with the game.
Yeah.
I did see something on Reddit about two guys. There was one guy that was streaming, and then his friend, his buddy, he messaged him and said that he was streaming as well, or that he had just been to the same planet,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and they met up live. They both live streamed meeting up. They were in the same spot, same location.
Okay.
They did not see each other.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so
wow.
there we do know that the first couple of days there was like server problems and things like that. It hasn't been explained if that's why that happened.
Yeah, they have not come out with anything.
Yeah, but that's really disappointing. Is that I think the game would be so great if there was more of a social aspect to it.
Yeah. Now I was just thinking about it. It'd be kind of cool if they started everybody off in like the same couple like galaxies or solar systems, kind of like
an
started you
MMO.
off. Yeah, like
A
an
couple
MMO.
100,000 light years,
Yeah.
not like a couple
Yeah,
bajillion
and
light years
and
away.
you can just go wherever you
Oh,
want.
you have different servers that start in different these, and they all kind of connect together or something. And so you're not traveling for weeks on end to try and get to a solar system that maybe your friend might be at. That maybe he's in the solar system that you can warp to. That's right.
And we're
next to you.
talking like real life weeks, and we're
Yeah,
not talking
exactly.
in
Real
game.
life. I think that'd be kind of cool, and then they could branch out. And if you wanted to go way the hell out there to wherever nobody's
Yeah.
been, and you wanted to feel like, oh wow, nobody's been out this far except for me, that'd be a cool feeling. But I can always go back to the main, kind of like in Destiny a little bit, where they have that tower that everybody meets at.
That's
If they had
exactly what I was
something
thinking
like
about.
that.
I was even thinking PlayStation Home has that
Yeah,
same
exactly.
thing. If you remember PlayStation
Yeah.
Home.
The only thing I can kind of say to that too is like the developer has said there are things in there that like we don't know about that like they did release, and like basically it's just kind of like find it.
Okay.
So there could be stuff that is what we have
But-
aspirations for. I don't think it's that level by any
No.
means. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Right.
But there's definitely stuff that is going to happen that
just-
we don't know about.
The thing I don't understand is, and it's kind of coming together the more that news is released about the game, when you don't have to sign in on PlayStation, when you don't have to sign in to PlayStation Online or what is it called?
PlayStation Network.
PlayStation Network,
Yeah.
and it's only server based, that tells me that I'm going to be playing this game by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Well-
back to kind of what I see the game and the issues that I see with the game. Again, that social aspect would be so great if it was there, and knowing that there was already people that met up and they basically did meet up.
Even just a trading aspect.
Right.
Or like a remnant of like, hey, someone was here and made this
Exactly.
or left it.
So, and then you have the fact that you're really just doing the same things over and over and over again. And so many of the planets that you go to just are the same, or they feel the same.
They're procedurally generated to be different, but it's slight variations on the same thing.
Right.
There's
Which
only
is
so
a common
much.
complaint that I've seen. The creatures are all different, but it might be the same dinosaur, but he has a longer tail or he has green teeth
Yeah.
or whatever.
And even if you look at the creatures that you might find around, they're not very abundant, it seems like. And so you're just kind of wandering around like, oh, here's,
Yeah, I
here's
agree.
a rock.
Which
Oh,
again,
here's this little thing skittering around.
I love that kind of game. I love trying to play Eve. I love trying to play Ark.
Okay.
I love those kind of games. But if it's going to be repetitive and even on that of repetitive,
Right.
I don't feel like I want to spend any time playing with
Yeah,
it.
that does get kind of boring.
Exactly.
Ryan, I know you were watching us play a little bit of it. What do you think?
It just looked like a lot of flying around trying to find stuff, but
Yeah.
every time you tried to go somewhere, there was
Ryan saw me trying to fly into
to
the
a
sun.
star
Yeah,
or
you
the
need,
sun,
You need this thing to
and
get
it's
there.
just it's a little bit crazy that you turn around and you're like 4 days away from your home or your last
Yeah.
place that you were at.
It literally said
yeah,
like 1 day away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Real time.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and depending
You know.
on what engine you're using to get there.
Yeah.
Get there.
and the only thing you had was a random pirate trying to kill you.
Yeah.
It's
It
so
was kind
new
of like a lot of nothingness.
Yeah,
in the game that like no one has like a really large competitive like to showcase the game. Like someone was like on Twitch or
Right.
like YouTube
Yeah.
or anything. No one right now has so much of like I've done this. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is what you can do. Everyone's just kind of like, this is what's going
well, I
on.
think
Yeah.
you
Well,
can show it
that's
when you're
crap.
twitching because everything takes forever to get to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like this
So-
takes forever to make like any progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to that point, that's why I actually stopped twitching because
Right.
there
Yeah.
is nothing happening.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of emptiness.
And-
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
thought it was a
it's really hard
screensaver
to-
at first.
It's really hard to tell when something important is going to
Well-
happen. And I will say that the further you get out into the game, more important stuff does start happening.
Yeah,
And when that
that's
stuff
good.
happens, it starts bringing me back
But
in.
that's the thing about games. You have to gauge your audience the first 15, 20 minutes that you play the
Yeah.
game, or you're going to drop it and no one's going to want to
Yeah.
play it.
And so that's the thing. Like the other night, I spent hours on one planet just trying to collect stuff,
Yeah.
and nothing was really happening. But once I start moving forward and I start running into characters things started happening, it again, like I said, it brought me back into the game.
The
And that's
way-
why I think it might eventually work, is if you just keep moving forward.
I feel like the way this game works, and the only way it works, is if you make it an MMORPG.
Yeah.
I mean, it's popular.
You make it a multiplayer game, and you have people trading, you have people even just fighting each other, you have people battling, even if it takes days that you don't see people here or there.
Right.
But the fact is that you get to see people, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just to
And they
interact
don't
with other
and they
people.
don't have that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we already
far
know
they don't
there's
have
enough
that.
people there. I mean,
Yeah,
Steam
there's
had it. What was it?
250,000 people.
Top game
Yeah,
this year.
exactly.
It's over 212,000 people are playing it, which
And
means
it's
they
been
own
out
it.
for
Now,
3 days.
To be fair, the
Exactly.
Steam reviews are mostly negative now.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yes.
They're
Absolutely.
having a lot of
that's-
issues on PC though,
that's
which
more
is where a lot
frame
of the reviews
rate
are coming from.
and lag.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are kind of disappointed about what they're getting in this package.
And Steam reviews are kind of
Well-
known for being a little junky,
Yeah.
just to be honest.
Well, they
Yeah.
know what they're talking about.
But I mean, it's
Right.
it's user feedback. It is
Yeah.
what
Yes,
it is.
exactly.
If you have thousands of
Yeah.
reviews, not everybody is an internet troll.
You don't really have that on PlayStation.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
and you
You
know,
could go and 5-star the game if you want,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's about it.
Now,
Uh,
to be fair with the No Man's Sky, and I heard someone else call it this, they said it's a game that's a mile wide but an inch deep. And that's
Yeah.
pretty much sums it up to me. It's got a lot of content to it, like a lot of places you can go, a lot of different things, but there's not a lot to do there.
the
There's
quality
not a lot
isn't-
of stuff to actually do.
I think
the
if they,
quantity isn't there.
I think
Yeah.
if they look at what people are saying about it, they might be able to tweak it. I don't know.
Right.
That's
all
what
it,
I'm
all
holding
it
out
is for
for.
them. I
So-
mean, the way it sounds, all it is for them is an algorithm, and they just change the
Yeah.
little thing. And
To be
there we
fair,
go.
too, what this game has done for me in the amount that I've played it, I've played a couple hours of it so far. It makes me want to get into a better space simulator.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
it makes me want to hop into Elite Dangerous that I've never really
Elite
tried,
Dangerous,
or
exactly.
like hop into Eve or Starbound or something like that.
And
Something
And
even
more
if
content.
anything, it makes me more anticipatory to the Rise of Iron on Destiny.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah,
But I would say, for me personally, I'm gonna just keep playing it. I would like to platinum the game.
I will say, on top of you saying
Okay.
planning the game, I haven't played the game yet. I haven't bought it yet. But even after all the reviews, after everything, I still want to play it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
me
that's
too.
good. But I would say
Dylan
for now,
seems to know more about the game than any of us combined.
yeah.
Dylan
We
wrote
can-
He
the
was
manual.
teaching me how to play the game after I've already been playing the game, and he had never even
Yeah.
played it.
I
This
would-
guy downloaded all of the knowledge of this fucking
Dylan
game
is
into
Sean
his
Murray's
mind.
assistant.
So I would say, as far as like a review goes, hold off, see what happens, pick it up later.
You're saying give him a few months to kind of tweak everything.
Yeah,
Wait
if
for
if
the
that's a
price to
thing
sell,
that they
too.
if
Yeah.
they plan on doing that, that would be great.
Yeah.
And they're
So-
already hinting to like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really kind of looking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it should drop down to about $30 or $40, and then that'll be a more of a fair price for what it is.
Absolutely.
It got backed by Sony and kind of pushed it up to that $60 mark. Sony put all their eggs in that basket. They were
Yeah.
really pushing them, and it was a little bit much for a smaller development team like that to try and put out that big of a product. It was very ambitious, and they kind of missed the mark.
Especially with the reviews, or not the reviews.
It isn't bad though.
Yeah.
Like they didn't mess up. It's just not what Sony made it
needs
to
to be
look
Right,
like.
exactly. It's not the big AAA game that Sony was promising.
Yes.
It's more of something that you would find on a Steam sale or something that would come to the the market on the
An
PlayStation.
indie game.
Indie game where you would be like, oh wow, this looks cool. It's $30. Let me pick it up, and you start playing it. It's like kind of reminds me of one of those early access, like the Ark Survival or something like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's meant to kind of just play it here and there
Right.
because it's gonna take forever to do things.
Something you
Exactly.
sit down on the couch and you fly around in a spaceship. I mean, that's the
Well,
gist of it. You
Again,
mine stuff.
that's just what we think. You can think differently. So.
well, yeah. I mean, that's our
No,
opinions.
it's the only option.
Okay, so would you telling people to hold off then, right?
Yeah, I would wait a while before picking it up.
I would say the same
Yeah,
thing.
just
I'd hold
keep,
off, wait for it to go on sale.
Keep checking it out on Twitch. You know, Sean, you might be twitching it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm getting
Yeah.
further in, so more interesting
Yeah.
things are happening. So
If
If
you're
it
looking,
picks up, like let people see it.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
We'll
I mean,
put
I've
it up.
checked out a couple
Absolutely.
of your streams.
like Sal said, if you're looking for a new screensaver, you could probably load up our Twitch stream. I'll
Yeah,
fly
fly
to
towards
the
the sun.
sun.
Wallpapers.com/1080p.
It looks really cool. Yeah, you'll just see me flying towards the sun that I spent about 40 minutes trying to get there.
That is exactly what
and
happened.
you did not get there.
Didn't get any closer.
No,
Yeah.
he's still going.
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna leave it
Check
for
in
about
in
a
3
week and just
weeks.
let it fly.
We get
fly towards
halfway
the sun,
there.
see if I can get in there, just to die. That was my goal.
Just to end the
I'm not
misery.
planning on starting a colony on the sun. I just want to die on the sun. Is that too much to ask? No Man's Sky. All right, cool. So Eddie's been playing a pony game. So go ahead and tell us about your
My
pony
Little
Yeah,
show.
so it's
Pony.
My Little Pony now.
It's the new DLC for My Little Pony.
Oh God.
No, I'm a few months behind on this game. It's called Pony Island. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh yeah.
If you have not, check it out on Steam. It's an awesome game. I didn't Twitch it because I just wanted to focus on the game. It was very hard. I will say that. It was a hard game. It's basically if Satan takes over your computer and you're trying to play a game. So there's a lot of puzzles.
I feel like I would love that.
This is
Yeah, that
it was
sounds
an awesome
enticing.
game, I'm telling you. So basically, it starts out with you log into your computer, right, on the game.
Mhm. Is it like a new computer, or is this kind of like an old like click clack
it's
DOS
like
computer?
a 80s, almost like 32-bit kind of game. Just the,
Apple
gra-
II
the
or something like
graphics,
that?
the graphics were awesome for the kind of game it was trying to be. So
What kind of graphics is it?
it was just an old
Atari style.
Like
Atari
minimalistic.
style.
You keep pointing at
minimalistic.
me, Eddie. Like,
Well, I feel like you would know. You know.
Sean, you're old, by the way.
Sean,
Back in
You
my
were
day, we
around,
used to play
around.
with
I'm
sticks on
pretty
the
sure
road.
Ryan's the same age. I mean, what the hell?
Eddie, did you say it was on Xbox?
It was on PC. I played it on
Okay.
PC. So basically, your soul gets trapped in this game, developed by Satan Tech. Okay, developed by Satan Tech, and you are trying to delete the corrupt files of the game. Anytime that you try and play the game, these puzzles come out. So, for example, there was a part where, even in the beginning, I was trying to press the start button in the beginning of the game. I was trying to press start, and start would not do anything, right? I had to take the game and exit out of the window and go still in the game. I had to go into the window and go into the system menu in the game and fix
But
the
it looks like your computer.
yeah, exactly. I had to fix the start menu so that I could play the game. So that's the kind of,
It's like
just
broken,
it's
but
a
it's not.
broken game,
So it's like
but
your
it was
like a computer has a virus and
exactly,
but it's a game though.
exactly. It was awesome. It was awesome.
But you're still playing the game the
So
whole
why
time.
is it
whole
called
time.
Pony Island?
because
that's the game.
Because the game itself is Pony Island,
Okay.
where you're a cute little pony and you just have to jump over and you have to, shush butterflies away.
And fart
you know.
glitter.
But in reality, it's Satan trying to take over and trying to steal your soul.
It's Satan farting
you
glitter.
know?
So basically, it's like a Best Buy training material for Geek Squad.
That's not very accurate.
But
Very
this game,
accurate.
I mean, it had me. I was up at 2 a.m. trying to solve these puzzles, and these puzzles just, it's almost like an algorithm, you have to get the key over down to the key box, right? And they give you these options to switch out the algorithm a little bit. It's almost like I've been trying to explain this game to people for a week and a half.
What does
now.
it feel like? What does it look like? Does it look like it's something that's like a new game?
No,
I know you
it
said how it
feels
looks older.
It's funny because there was an Atari theme to it, obviously, and almost like a code box to it, where
Okay.
I had to type in everything that I had to say, and it still would not let me type what I wanted, because Satan took over. So
Mm-hmm.
at some point in the game, it went to a 3D mode, and I was playing the Pony Island game in 3D.
So you like if you were a person and you were like inside like the digital
Exactly,
version,
yeah.
like Wreck-It Ralph style.
Yes, it
Cool.
was an awesome game.
That's insane.
Please check it out on Steam, PC exclusive. Awesome. I hope it goes to Xbox.
Yeah. How big was the file size? Got him. No.
Oh, so
That's- I mean,
big.
I was just
So
kind of
big.
wondering because I'm trying to think of like Yeah, just blew up the mic on that one. But I was just trying to figure out, like, from your description of the game,
Yeah.
and you get some of those indie games that are really small. You can fit them in like a 10 megabyte
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't that big.
download
though.
or something.
It was $5.
Okay,
Okay.
that kind of
That's
Worthwhile
what is that?
purchase.
$5 equals 5 megabytes, right?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
$1 a megabyte.
Five.
We're talking hard drive size now.
That's our hardware news. So
All right, well, very cool. I'll be sure to check it out.
yeah, check it out.
I'll check out some Pony Island for $5. All right. Dylan, are you ready to drop some hardware knowledge on us?
Yeah.
No
yeah,
pressure,
we can
but I
do
need you
this.
to educate everybody in the world because they're all listening to this podcast.
Don't put me to sleep. either.
That's a very. I hope so. I would like to have that. All right. So, does anyone here know who MSI is?
Ooh, yes.
I do.
I do.
Okay.
I have a sticker.
Keywords.
of
What about?
MSI.
Very good.
Yeah.
That makes things faster. Corsair.
Yep.
Heard
yes.
of them.
Corsair. Yes, I agree.
How about Zotac?
Oh, Zotac. I love him.
That's a band, right?
Yeah, they came out with that
Okay,
song.
so
about,
I figured that might drop off
drugs
there.
and women and about broken hearts.
Yeah, and technology too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Full circle there, guys. So Zotac is, I believe, the only company out right now that has a water-cooled GTX 1080 NVIDIA graphics card. Ooh. Top tier, sexiness, all the power you can kind of get, except for maybe that new Titan X coming out.
Yeah, well, to put it in perspective, the 1080 is probably the best card that you can get as a consumer. So if you wanted to build a gaming computer now and you wanted the top of the line current generation, it'd be the 1080.
Yeah.
The cream of the crop, the best
Yeah.
you can get for your money.
The Titan is better, but it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg.
I was
Mhm.
gonna buy a Titan, but I could not find a fourth job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
just
wouldn't
wait
give
till
you
the
that
new one comes out.
mortgage.
You'll need 8 jobs.
You wouldn't really need it anyway. I mean, to be honest, unless you had some sick ass 4K monitor that you wanted to play 2 games on or something at max out resolution,
I do have two
Yeah,
eyes.
you don't really need that Titan.
So MSI and Corsair made a collaborative product to offer a competition to them to make their own water-cooled out of the box, can go right in just like Zotac to an existing water-cooled system or implement all by itself to a GTX 1080 using the new Pascal and everything. MSI is an awesome, trusted OEM manufacturer. I'd probably say holds a little more power for.
Just dropped everything on the ground.
Good job. I
Sorry,
was trying
guys.
to
I
ignore
just
it.
dropped
but-
everything.
You already put Eddie to sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
They're known for probably being a better OEM manufacturer than like Zotac. Zotac makes like third-party stuff.
Right.
And then Corsair, huge OEM manufacturer. I don't know if they're making like memory for that. I'm not really sure. It's just
I haven't
that's
really
their
seen.
collaboration.
You're talking about the graphics cards. I haven't really
Yeah.
seen any. I have a Corsair water cooler for my CPU.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying.
Yeah.
I think maybe they're just doing the water cooling
Right.
portion with
Just
MSI.
grabbing. Okay, that makes
But
sense.
they're releasing it.
That's cool.
It should be out now, I believe, actually. They tout 50% cooler running temperatures than like a stock air-cooled GTX like reference edition.
Wow. Yeah, which is
And
nice.
10% out of the box. Like no overclocking or anything.
God damn.
Just like they bumped it up a little bit, no problem.
Yeah. That's some serious gains when you're already that high.
Yeah, definitely. That guy's MSRP is $750 though.
Woo! Okay, yeah, we just
So
hit,
you can kind of get the idea.
How
I
much?
mean,
I could buy
$750.
3 Xboxes with that.
That's just a drop in the bucket for that new Titan X, though.
That
Drop
is
in a
true.
bucket. That's a very deep bucket.
So if you're trying to save some money, go ahead and grab this one.
Yeah. No, I think I will not
It's
buy
the
either.
budget Titan.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good idea to look
Yeah.
at it.
Hey,
Also,
I'm
if you don't
sorry,
mind
wife.
water inside
I
your
know that you're
computer.
probably going to be pissed that I bought this GTX 1080 water cooled. I'm going to need a new case to go along with that. I'm also going to need a new power supply because it's a beast and it doesn't fit in my motherboard. I'm basically building a whole new computer at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it's cheaper than the Titan.
That's what you gotta do.
wife.
Hashtag wife excuses.
A little more NVIDIA news. There's some leaked information out there, kind of rumor, but it's coming from some hardware. The mobile GTX 1070 that'll be in our upcoming new lines of laptops
What do you mean?
for everything.
Oh, mobile. Okay.
Which a lot of people like having a laptop. They want a final solution that they can
Mhm.
use at home for hardcore gaming.
Right.
They can also just take with them.
The nice thing
Maybe
about
they
the
travel.
laptop too is you go hook it up with some HDMI cable to the TV, and then bam, you have already an Xbox One and PS4 killer in your
Yep.
laptop. You grab a wireless Xbox controller,
shot.
Bluetooth with your PS4 remote, done deal. You're already gonna be blowing it out the water with that thing.
I
Exactly.
don't know. Can't play. Yeah, I can't play No Man's Sky.
Can't play No Man's Sky on it.
And to add into that, the news is that the mobile GTX 1070 has more CUDA cores than the desktop does.
Wow.
Which is NVIDIA's like hardcore like ASIC processing cores.
Yeah.
That's like the pure raw power of a graphics card. It's not something really that's probably going to be a huge difference. Typically, CUDA cores, big thing. A lot of people do like video editing or graphics or
Right.
anything like that. That's a big thing that it does. So that's kind of amazing that it does.
Yeah.
The desktop, just throw some numbers at you, just shy of 2,000. It's 1,920 CUDA cores. Mobile has 2048.
Wow.
So it's a little bit of a bump.
Damn.
Like it's
Yeah.
kind of impressive.
What do you think about that, Sal?
It's very knowledgeable, very interesting.
It has a lower clock speed though. I think Eddie is experiencing Tourette's.
Honestly.
kind of let him get by with
hell,
it. It's
man?
okay.
Eddie's got the
you go.
dropsies.
Seriously,
It's low blood sugar. That's what it is.
I fell
It's all
right
good.
out of the thing.
But the desktop has a lot more raw processing speed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're kind of probably an offset.
Yeah, it always goes hand in hand like that. Usually, you don't expect more power out of the mobile version.
What to throw in with power though, it has 4+2 phase power. So we're looking at a mobile graphics card that consumes up to a standard 100 watts,
Wow.
which is
You
insane.
need a big bastard battery.
Yeah, you might be looking at one of those old school Xbox One power bricks.
No thanks.
Hot damn.
Moving away from that, AMD released their new Crimson 16.81 drivers, and for the ever
Wait.
popular RX 480,
Does that fix all of their issues?
it should be. The previous release fixed a good amount of issues. The big thing for this one is the RX 480 and a few other cards had some max memory
Okay.
opened up for overclocking.
Okay.
Performance is kind of this and that. Depends on the title, but widespread, it's generally a positive thing.
Okay. Good.
course.
Good news.
A lot of those people just liked having numbers too.
Yeah.
And a few other things kind of going on. This is actually kind of interesting. Crucial is releasing some new SSDs using 3D NAND flash memory that like only other Samsung SSDs are using right now.
Right. That's like their high-end
you
pro
say-
ones, right?
3D
Yes.
NAND.
Yeah, 3D transistor NAND. So when the transistor is activated, it actually makes a virtual 3D transistor within itself, or an array
That
of them.
is crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it. Or it's kind of like that digital technology. It's getting to like almost quantum level stuff. Go research that yourself. I'm
What
not
is the
sure.
law? What is that law?
Oh, the one where you can only get
Moore's Law.
Yeah.
Moore's law.
That's
Can only get
was
so
an attempt
small.
to try to accommodate
yeah,
this.
exactly. Just
Yeah, it's really cool. Corsair will have models coming out in 275 gigabyte, 525 gigabyte, 750 gigabyte, and 1 terabyte.
Wow.
Respective pricing there. They're also going to release a 200 terabyte Blu-ray.
no, they're not. No, there's no way.
That's still a special technology.
Got
That one's gonna be
Sorry.
only Dylan has that. 200 terabyte.
That's only for the
Blu-ray.
Wii, right?
Yes,
Hot
for
and
the
fresh.
Wii U exclusively. And a little bit of surprise kind of came in with the same information on this SSD stuff. BioStore, old school.
Dude, I used to have a
manufacturer.
BioStar board. I fucking
Hmm?
bricked that thing so many times that I'd have to bring it back from the dead. That thing was
Rock
awesome.
solid old school hardware manufacturer. They are now releasing their first ever solid state drives.
Okay.
And they're supposedly supposed to be budget minded. I think they're going to release a model that's maybe like around 300 gigs to start off.
Okay.
Kind of competing with that 275 gig area.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to get people a little bit more, but maybe actually come in the prices you'd get maybe if you were buying like a 128 gig SSD.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
But we'll wait and see what's on the market.
Really want those prices of SSDs to come down. That's
Yeah.
the biggest. If
They
I could just
have,
put
though.
everything. They have come
But they
down
have.
a lot,
But not
The
when you
performance-
not when you talk about storage. Yeah, exactly.
Is so amazing for what the extra little cost is. I mean, out of the box, the bare bone crap run of the mill SSD nowadays
oh yeah.
is 5 times faster than a mechanical hard drive.
Let me give you a little pro tip here. If you have a slow computer, pop an SSD in that thing, install Windows to it.
Yep.
You've just got a brand new computer.
Even if you just imaged everything over to the solid state drive,
Right.
it's night and day difference.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that. So
Oh, I mean, I have my solid state drive with my OS installed on it.
Mhm.
My computer is fast as hell, and I have 2007 parts in it.
okay.
Dylan doesn't even want to hear about
He,
2007.
2007. That
He's
was
fucking-
40 years ago.
He's not even the amount of CUDA cores that you're talking about. I'm not even going to touch.
I have
his 200
3
terabyte
CUDA
DVDs.
cores.
That's amazing.
I have 3 CUDA cores.
And the final little bit of news I have for you, AOC is a panel manufacturer. They do all kind of OEM
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, monitors.
They make consumer products though. I forget exactly where they're based. It's far Asia. I want to say like Taiwan or something probably.
That makes sense with that.
Someone comment that if I'm wrong. They're releasing a version of their 35-inch curved gaming monitor. It is in competition with BenQ's curved monitor. We're looking at a 2560 by 1080 resolution monitor with 21 by 9 resolution, so super ultra wide,
Yeah,
curved to wrap around.
nice.
We're basically looking at extended 1080p HD quality graphics, which most graphics cards will be able to play this no problem with high frame rate. 144 hertz refresh rate, so super smooth high frame rates. Looks awesome. Can actually capture everything as best as we can see it. Super high 50 million to 1 dynamic contrast ratio, so great colors. And 4 millisecond response time. So it's not the fastest thing out there, but it's $600.
Wow.
You're saving a lot from $900 on BenQ's option.
Yeah, exactly. Will that pair well with my water-cooled 1080?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, if you're trying to be like the
Absolutely.
ultimate gamer douchebag.
In my expertise.
I don't
tier,
know who
baby.
the hell could afford that with our name, Peasant Class Gamers, but it's what we aspire for.
Well, I mean, we play all of our PC games on minimum resolution on Eddie's 3 CUDA core computer.
yeah, I think it's standard VGA.
My
I think
computer,
I might be able to
my
squeeze out
computer
XVGA.
will not run that. Okay.
Our CRT
Pony Island
monitors
looks
are
amazing,
still
though.
going
My
hard.
my Note 2 will definitely not run that.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate it, Dylan, dropping that education. Hardware.
Yeah, everyone's just staring
Knowledge.
It is what it is.
Bringing you knowledge.
I like it. It teaches.
That's why I'm here.
Teaches
Yeah.
me stuff. I like to know what I'm going to be getting into. Computer.
Can I ask him one more thing though?
Sure.
Real quick. What's up with his shirt?
at me. Well, I mean, it covers the amount of chest hair I have. That's why the floral pattern's here, so it's to
You look
distract
like
you.
No Man's Sky when I'm in hyperdrive.
That's actually accurate.
That's
That
what
game
it
is
looks
really. That's one thing I might say with the game. I like the colors
Yeah.
they chose.
Yeah.
Lots of colors.
It's really bright.
Yeah, I agree with
for
that.
the people
Great-
that can't,
great
obviously
screensaver.
see through audio.
Yeah, I was
I'm
about to
wearing
say
a
nothing like
super-
referencing visuals on an audio podcast. But
That would be
wearing a
Eddie.
Super
Okay.
bright.
Right.
Now everyone cue Dylan. Oh.
neon floral Vans shirt that's respectively tight to my small frame.
Hey, well there you go.
There
Well,
you go.
like I said, I appreciate that. And Ryan, I want you to tell me if there's anything that we missed.
There's a couple things.
Rogue
one
One,
is-
Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Rogue One came
Sal.
out.
Thanks, Sal.
Jumping in there.
Nice review.
Wow, Ryan, your voice sounds
Halo
so
Wars
weird.
beta is coming to PC in 2017.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's
So
the,
Rogue
isn't it
One
the-
then.
Oh, okay.
Trailer just dropped, the new one. Did it fix all the problems with the old one?
There wasn't problems with the old one, was there?
Yeah, there were.
Some
was that?
people.
I didn't watch
It
it.
looked
Oh.
terrible.
You didn't see the old one? How did
Nah.
it look terrible?
I watched that and I turned my phone off and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch
He bought
this.
a new
This is
phone.
not Star Wars.
He
this
had
is
to buy
garbage.
a new phone.
I don't know what
I
to say.
will
He threw
say
it on the ground.
we recently right before this podcast we watched Rogue One, and it just did not feel like a Star Wars.
That's
Yeah.
the
Trailer.
whole point.
No, but because
it didn't look like
when
a Star
I
Wars
watched
story.
when I watched the Force Awakens trailer, I felt like I was watching a Star Wars trailer. You get that tingle when it feels like
Oh,
Star
where's it at?
Wars.
Tell me where it's
Star
at.
Wars. Star Wars. You know it's Star Wars, and this just did not feel
Well,
like it.
But I think that's the point. I mean, it can't all be the same storyline. They gotta
But
branch
it
out a
is
little bit.
Star Wars.
Right. But see, with the Force Awakens, they had to hit you with that nostalgia factor.
This
With
just
this, they just had to hit you with that. Here's a new Star Wars thing
Right.
that you
Yeah,
But
you already
they-
got
but
you already
it-
got
but
the
it did
nostalgia.
not
I'm
hit
so
very
me.
familiar
But
at
it
the
did
same
not
time.
hit
Is
me
it
with
didn't
that.
do that.
At
It
this
didn't
point,
do
I
that.
went, what is this shit? I don't care.
The
Yes.
Force Awakens was just
You
there
will.
to show you
Well,
that
now
they
I
can make
do.
another
You
Star Wars
will.
movie.
Yes,
Bring
I
people
agree.
in.
I agree.
So they go, okay, these guys can make Star Wars movies now.
That's true.
And then now this is kind of a different take on it. If every movie was Star Wars, then there'd be nothing special about Star Wars.
Yeah, they'd all look the same.
But
yeah.
they
the
all
thing
give you the
about
same feeling. Who would
Star
care?
Wars just did
I'm not looking for that though.
I don't know. Until it comes out, I just did not feel like I wanted to watch this movie.
But watching this new trailer number 2, I think seeing if they made those edits and those changes from like a little bit of like their test viewing they showed a few people
Right.
clips here and there.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's just
it
that
almost
or if it's just a better trailer.
it almost
re-edit.
feels like this would be a good movie, and then they added this Star Wars overlay on it.
Well, I think they heard you, Eddie, because in this newest trailer, you see Vader's back.
Yeah, for a half a second, and you literally just see his back.
Yeah,
The
but he's
trailer
back.
itself like made me anticipate the movie. Like I was like, "Ooh, this looks exciting."
And the
The
first
first
one
one, I was
didn't
like, "No way, I'm not watching
Interesting.
this."
Yeah, we'll
That's
see.
my personal. That's what I
I
got
mean-
out
Yeah.
of it.
I mean, once more trailers
Exactly.
come out, I think maybe you'll be more
I think
excited,
this
Dylan.
will probably be the
Well, I
last
mean-
one. The movie comes out in December, so
No, I think they'll have one more.
I think so.
Maybe MegaCon or something like that.
No, that's not a big thing for them.
It is a huge thing for us.
It's for
Star
us.
Wars.
It is.
All right,
But I
cool.
mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of
You're
love it.
gonna
either
love it no
way,
matter what, Sean.
Pretty
It's
much.
kind of like it's like all of us like beating our heads against the wall with Sean.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We love you.
All right. So let's keep going there, Ryan. What you got for me?
The only other thing I had was 60 tick servers for the Overwatch, the faster hits and registering.
Okay. So basically, if you guys aren't aware what that is, people complain that if you were playing Overwatch and say you were playing competitively and you were jumping behind the wall, someone was shooting at you, and it wasn't registering hits properly, maybe you're getting headshotted by that douchebag Hanzo, and
The
you
worst.
really were already behind the wall.
The worst.
That should be kind of mitigated by this
Shooting
a little
spaghetti.
bit.
I hate Hanzo.
It's kind of more professional. It's a little bit more higher end. It's more, competitive games all kind of go with these higher refresh rate servers, so that way they can kind of register these hits a little bit better. And that's what Overwatch did. A lot of people were complaining about it. They were running on
Roadhog.
30 before. Yeah, exactly.
Hooking you
He could
behind
hook
a
you.
wall.
Yep, that's the kind of bullshit that they should have fixed. So. Really, I don't know. Is that on? Do you guys know if that's on all the? If it's on the
It's
consoles
just
or
I
just
think
it's
it's on the
exclusive
server
to
side.
PC.
Yeah.
It's exclusive to PC.
I figure as much.
Well,
Which
yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's worth.
how many of
It's
us
so
play
tasty.
Overwatch on PC?
I don't
I
actually.
wish I did.
Believe it.
Well, speaking of
Who was you
PC,
playing?
speaking of PC, also No Man's Sky, rough on PC.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Frame rate
It
drops
is.
the whole 9 yards.
See, that's the same.
I
Let's
mean,
just
it's
not
gonna
even
get
talk about
patched.
it.
It's gonna get
Dylan's
patched. It
getting
always
mad.
does, but it's just kind of disappointing when you have millions of dollars in Sony's backing. I mean, it was basically a port of the game, and we've seen a lot of poor
Yeah.
ports before, especially with the Batman. What was it, the Arkham?
Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
Arkham
Arkham Knight
Knight.
came
And
on
they
there.
fixed
And
it.
no,
They
but
fixed
that
it,
a
but they
few
had to
months
refund
later.
a lot of people.
Yeah,
it was
they had to
not,
take it down.
not
to
a good
fix it.
experience for them, and they lost a lot of,
Which, for the most part,
Customers.
a lot of PC ports are like that, where it just doesn't run right. I remember Assassin's Creed.
kind of.
It just did not run right. A lot of these PC ports they don't optimize them for PC, and that sucks for as
Just
an
build
industry.
the damn
that-
thing for PC, then port it
Exactly.
to the peasantry.
Well, to be fair, those,
Port it
the
to us.
Xbox and the PlayStation, pretty much when they changed them to the new consoles, they're supposed to be more like computers
as a
than they
mid
ever.
gaming computer. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
really,
That's
it
true.
shouldn't be that hard. But hey, I haven't made a game before, so I can't tell you.
No, we know. We know.
All right, Sean. I mean Ryan.
I was like, what?
Whoa.
That was-
All right, Sean.
that's
Go
all
ahead
we
and pass
really
it
got
to
on
Ryan.
All right, Ryan, it's
That's
up.
it. Okay. Well, are you excited about the changes to Overwatch?
He did say something.
If
Go
it's
ahead.
just for PC, no.
Well, it's
I'm
gonna
still
come
get
to you,
by-
I'm pretty sure.
By Roadhog.
It's probably something that they're testing out in their beta servers. Or
I do like how
whatever.
they changed the Rio thing also for the.
They are coming
OS.
up
They
with a
tried
lot
that.
of season 2 tweaks and optimization, and then character optimization as well. You said something about Halo.
No. Oh, Halo Wars.
Yes, you did.
We were talking about that. Halo Wars beta is coming to PC. Another thing that I'm not gonna
Next year.
play.
Next
so-
year.
what we're saying is get a PC.
Yeah.
Something else I'm not gonna play.
But that's coming out in 2017, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the with all the changes to the beta that they're doing, they took a lot of feedback from that first wave that they did, which was almost an alpha. It was basically a
Yeah.
true beta.
Yeah.
That they had a lot of bugs and everything, and people were complaining about the amount of units that you could have and all that kind of stuff. So they heard and they're making changes, which is good.
It was
Yeah.
rough. It was
Yeah.
rough for a while.
I mean, I played
It was still
a
fun.
shitload of Halo Wars, and so to see the new one in that condition, I was kind of sad.
Sure.
It broke my heart a little bit.
Which, I mean, with the beta come out in 17, that does mean that it has been pushed back.
Yeah, well, it was originally supposed to come out fall this year, and
Yeah.
now it's gotten pushed
Oh,
back
okay.
regardless. So.
Which I'm
Yeah.
fine with.
yeah,
that's okay.
If they come out with a good game, I'll be happy. But it sounds like they're listening to the fans, which is always a good thing. You don't have those guys with sticks up their butt trying to tell you,
Exactly.
well, we know how to make the game
And-
better than you. Trust us, we're the developers. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nobody
Well,
wants to play that game because
And look where we are.
You know,
Every
in,
game is
in
a
our
day one patch.
in the gaming defense, they are not the developers. The developers that made it are not. Ensemble Studios is gone. You know, so the people that we love that made this game are gone.
Yeah, they're not making
So exactly.
That's
Right.
true.
So,
Okay. Well, guys, I think that was all that we have. I want to thank you guys for listening once again to Peasant Class Gamercast. Once again, we're a group of guys that like to play games, talk about it. We also dick around, watch movies, and it's a good time. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all Peasant Class Gamers. You'll find us on there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys.
Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.